Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and I'm here with another video to help you as an HR professional, hiring manager, small business owner, be more effective with your hiring process. Now, today I'm going to approach the subject of using one-way video as part of your process. Now, I'm not here to endorse any firm. I've interviewed Chip Luman for Job Search Radio. He's one of the founders of HireView. Good product. I'm sure the other products are very good as well. They each have advantages and disadvantages. You'll have to explore that for yourself. I'm not taking an endorsement. So let me just simply, and I mentioned Chip's name only because I want to do full disclosure that I had interviewed him, and he was gracious enough to offer time on my podcast, Job Search Radio. So I want to start by saying job hunters greatly dislike one-way video. I had someone do a one-way video interview for one of my clients, senior guy, and he just found the position cold, the process cold. And part of that comes from the fact that they're not used to it. So for you folks who are using one-way video, you're in the vanguard in much the same way as I go back far enough that I remember when phone interviews were being introduced and how job hunters hated phone interviews because they weren't used to them. It'll be a few years, one-way video interviews will become more common. I know I'm going to do an audio for job hunters on this subject, but ultimately, I want to do a video for you folks to give you a sense of how to best deploy one-way video as part of your search and talk with you about a couple of the advantages. And the first thing is always think of one-way video interviews as being like a first interview where you're trying to do an initial screen. You have the advantage of being able to see them at your own convenience. So for example, they can do the interview when they're home and comfortable. And you can watch it the same way. You can watch these on your phone or iPad while you're commuting to work. Sorry, I use those as generic device. iPad is a generic device. Whatever your tablet of choice is, whether you're watching your laptop with headphones on while you're commuting, whatever, you can watch their answers at your convenience. But ultimately, these are not designed to give in-depth answers. They're designed to be an initial screening device for you. Also, take a moment to brand your videos. Think in terms of what's the message that your firm constantly conveys as part of its advertising, and use an initial panel or an initial screen where they're logging in for the video to reinforce that brand. It's just smart business to be able to do that. Now, next thing is think in terms of candidate experience, what it's like for a job hunter to be online for one of these things. Now, respectfully, again, remembering that job hunters don't like it yet. You can't just have questions barked out to people. You have to do a little bit of a setup with your answers. So think in terms of the visuals for them, what their experience is like, what they're able to see. If they're allowed to do do-overs, because they're not really pleased with their answer, if the tech is available, let them do do-overs rather than just first answer, that's it. You'll find a lot of people clicking away. Now, next thing is, once you have this video, don't just keep it locked up for one manager. Let other people view it as well, because they may have needs that they'll see something in a person in their background where they'll want to inquire further. And this is my favorite thing about it. What you're able to do is to collect data on who the more effective and hiring managers are in using this, and then help those that are bottom tier performers. do better. Now, again, think of this from the standpoint of not punishment, but remediation, where there are people who are choosing individuals based upon their video experience, based upon the interviews. They give them, they're advantaged in this. They just do a better job of assessing. And then those that do a poorer job, maybe they're affected by race, maybe they were affected by gender. You'll notice statistics along those lines, where the only people that they're inviting in for second interviews are males, for example, or people from one particular nation or not. So you'll be able to get a clearer idea of statistics as well as outcomes. Take a look at reviews a year after a person joins. Is the hiring manager satisfied with what they hired? If not, there's something in their interviewing that needs to be cleaned up before you go much further, because that person's probably missing better talent and there's something defective in their screening process. So you can use video and the follow-up services in your organization to measure outcomes. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you found this helpful. Visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. There's a lot more there that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find work more quickly. And if we're not connected on LinkedIn, send a request at linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. I also want to mention that if your firm is trying to hire someone, send me an email at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us or call 646-374-8656. I'd love to help your firm staff positions. I know it's a shock. I'd love to help your firm staff positions. So I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you have a great day. Take care.